Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc.
Go on, get
And let
lost.
me tell you, I'm gonna go on record and saying that Devil May Cry is going to be one of the most underrated games of 2013. You heard it here first on Tech Games Etc. Cause let me tell you, this game is very,
Here's
very
Mummy.
good. It is very good. It is surprisingly good. I know the demo wasn't that great. I know the unboxing didn't look that good that I did. But let me tell y'all. Okay, before I get into all that, you can go ahead and look at the bottom of the video and skip to the part where I get my final grade for Devil May Cry and my final thoughts as well. So let's just take it from the top right now. There's a lot of thoughts going through my mind right now about this game. This game was just really unexpectedly good. Off the break was good. The first 8 minutes of this game were some of the best cinemas I have seen. And the storyline in this game is good. It's really awesome of how they portray this storyline. Like how you're Dante and you have a twin brother Virgil, and you're living in a time where demons are roaming the earth, but they're in this thing called limbo. And this is like this alternate universe. We can talk about that. But how this game illustrates this story, it feels so cinematic. It just captures you from the moment you pop this game in. Ninja Theory, the developer of this game, really put some thought in this game. Really put some thought in this game. Like the first 8 minutes alone, I wasn't even playing. I was watching cinemas and things like that. And let me tell y'all, this game's storyline is really good. Like really good. It had me like playing like just to see what's going to happen next. It never got repetitive. It was always like, "Oh, okay, let me see what's going on. Let me see what happens next. Let me see what happens next." The presentation of this game, as far as the art design, as far as the graphics, as far as the animations, are really on point and really solid. Really solid. It feels like a comic book. I love how when he's in limbo and how the gameplay changes. Like there's sometimes when you're in limbo and you're walking on the roofs of buildings. You're walking on the roofs. Like there was this one part where you're fighting on the ceiling, right? And it has this new element, like this nice element of gameplay where some parts of the roof are glass and you can't walk on it for long or the glass will give way and you'll fall. There's so many thoughts about this game running through my head right now. I don't think I'm able to get through all of them. But as far as like how Limbo is like the alternate universe where Dante can travel back and forth. And there are some great examples of Limbo, and also the weapons in this game are some of the most funnest weapons to use. Like one of my favorites, I think it's called the Erex. It's like he gets this lava on his hands and he starts wailing on enemies, and these shurikens, long as shurikens, big like ninja stars called the Aquilas, which was like really fun. Like, you know, some of the things that this game offers though, you actually have pretty much like any other your beat 'em up games. You have your double jump. You have easy, normal, and hard mode. Now, I know there's a very hard mode, but that's actually after you beat the game the first go round. Now, this game does have some flaws to it, but I'm a really be stretching it out here. Really stretch it out here. I played this game for the past 3 days. What, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? For the past 3 days, I put about, I say about 10, 15 hours into this game, and it still is not letting up. But there were some issues that I come across with this game as well. One of the biggest concerns of this game was the fact that The hard mode doesn't seem hard at all. I mean, it got hard when I got to one of the enemies called the Tyrant. It never really seemed hard on the hardest mode. Don't expect it to be like God of War hard out of the box at all. Sometimes the controls are need to get used to because I'm coming from the PlayStation 3, right? And the way they have the button layout, the you actually got to use triangle and circle, and sometimes, and also the gun is on square, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and sometimes you just have to get used to it because I'm used to pressing X and square for attacks. Another thing is the music may get on your nerves sometimes because it's sort of like this dubstep, heavy rock and roll, metal type of stuff. But it didn't get on my nerves a lot. Sometimes the loading times in the beginning wasn't kind of long, but it gets better as the game goes on. Like it rarely has any load times when you're like later in the games when you're starting a new mission. And also some of the things like I wish this game had like a manual targeting system instead of a random one, because sometimes when you're fighting you don't know who you're locked onto until Dante attacks. I wish it had like a targeting system like Ocarina of Time, or sort of a first person mode where you can aim down his sights, sort of. But even if they just had a targeting mode, it would have been better. And also dealing with the hard mode. Now this game did compensate for this, but sometimes I believe your items should be restricted. Like the new items you buy, like to rejuvenate your health and things like that. Like your currency of what you buy these items with should be much higher on hard, but they do compensate for this later down the road. Later down the road, like when you buy certain items, they'll go up 200, let's say $200. Like they just go up in currency. They double in currency or whatever to make it harder for you to buy next time. But all in all, later on down the road, this game really picks up to where it does get kind of challenging, because you can use like a gold orb you can buy one and you can use it to resurrect Dante, or just say game over and just start back from the beginning. And also they do compensate when you actually rejuvenate, you actually lose your items. Like say if you do start the game over and it's game over, you actually will lose the items that you used before you die. So you have to buy new ones, which is really good. But this game really compensates. It really picks up later on, and this game is incredible. So with all that said and done, what is my final grade for Devil May Cry? I give it a B plus. I give this game a solid B plus. The only reason I give it a B plus and not an A minus, I wish this game was actually harder. I wish this game was actually. Is it worth $60? From what I'm playing, I'll say yes. Now there's that mode that you have to unlock after you beat it. I forgot what mode it is. It's like the survival mode. But unfortunately, I haven't beat the game yet. I stopped at Lilith. I'm almost fighting Lilith. Mundus. Let's say Mundus baby mama. Let's just say that, because I'm not going to try to get away the whole entire story. But all in all, I give this game a solid B plus, y'all, because this game is really that good. If you can rent this game, borrow it from a friend, rent it from GameFly, this game is really that good. It feels fresh. Like Ninja Theory actually, they made this feel like a new franchise when it's not. Like the storyline in this game is so good. The character interactions, they give actual background stories of characters. Like one of the characters in here that you meet, called Kat, she has her own personal story. This game has some of the best storytelling I have played in a while. Like really, in a while. Like watch. I'm actually going to release the Devil May Cry movie of all the in-game cinemas next week. This is how dedicated I am to this game. Like, the action in this game, it doesn't feel repetitive like a Darksiders 2 repetitiveness when it comes to fighting. All the weapons are cool. Like, the weapons are so cool in this game. I don't use the default sword, his sword. I'm using all the killers. I'm using the, what is it called, the Arex and everything else. And the storyline really compensates for how it's not difficult in the beginning, because you will still play it because the storyline, the cinemas, the interactions are really good. It reminds me of like a freshness when I played Lollipop Chainsaw and when I played Binary Domain. It feels that fresh. And I'm telling you, this is one of my votes for Game of the Year. And I know we have other titles, 2013, but this title has to be one of my votes for Game of the Year. It would have to be a top 5 contender easily. And if y'all think I'm playing, you gotta play this. You can't go off of what people say, what other reviewers say. Play it for yourself and come back to me and say and tell me what you think. Because this game is definitely gonna be one of my votes for Game of the Year. But there you go. There you have it. If you like what you saw today, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps out a lot. And let me know, community, was this game good to you? Was it not good to you? Just go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. You know how I like to hear people's opinions, and I like to reply to people's comments. So go ahead and leave that in the section below. And there go all my contact information. See you later. Thanks a lot.